side. Go through first step, hold dollars, planning, move right. Dollars, hold on right here. That's it. He's got a big cylinder, but he's really completely a good deal right.
Today starts our coverage of the Summit Racing Midwest Drags. It is a drag and drive style event, very similar to Hot Rod Drag Week. Basically what that entails is it is a all-out torture test of your car and the driver. But the fun started for us before we even made it to the event. After discovering a hole made in one of our tires by some road debris, we patched that up. And just under 100 miles later, we had a full-on blowout. It wasn't that big of a deal. We had spare tires, and we quickly replaced the trailer tires. And when we arrived at our hotel, we got into contact with a local tire shop. I definitely want to say a huge thanks to Miami Town Tire. They went above and beyond with helping us get some brand new tires to carry as spares so that we could have a safe trip home. The first part of every drag and drive style event is getting through registration day. Basically what it turns into is a very long line of a whole bunch of really cool street-driven race cars that will be competing on the event. Basically the goal of registration is for them to, one, verify you are registered, and verify that you have all of the valid street equipment to be able to run the car on the street. For this event, we chose to bring my mom's 1966 Ford F100, powered by an LS3, and my 1981 Ford Fairmont station wagon, powered by a turbo Vortec 4200. We got through registration no problem, and therefore it was time to move on to day one of racing.
Little cup holder, big cup holder, right, Mama? Yeah.
For my first pass in the station wagon, my goal was to basically run the same power level as we were during testing. Now we recently did a rear gear change on the car, and so I basically wanted to see what that change in rear gears was going to do to the performance of the car. Mom's truck, it's pretty straightforward. It's a naturally aspirated build with a automatic transmission. Not a whole lot that can go wrong. It sort of is what it is.
Goes off my bank at 11.63 and 116.
Now for this particular event, you need to get 2 passes per day. So both of us went up for our following passes. After looking at my EGT and AFR data from this pass, it was clear that the car just went too rich on the tune, and we just had to lean it out a little bit. So that's what we did, and I went up for a 3rd pass for the day.
And he goes at 691 AFA. Unfortunately, the car is running on 7 cylinders, so he's running this as if already hurt. It's got a dead hole, turbocharged combination left hand side. Let's see, first hit on dollars, brand new over. Dollars holding on down here. Like I said, he's got a big cylinder, but he's really competing a good deal right.
Initial goal for this event was to try to get a 9-second pass every single day, but after this 3rd pass with rain on the horizon, I basically decided that we needed to hit the road. So that's what we did. We packed everything into the car, switched to the street tires, and we hit the road. For our checkpoint, we had to stop at Walt's Hot Rod Shop. It was a really cool, old-school hot rod shop. We got to meet a few fans there, and of course they were serving some tasty burgers. But we couldn't stay too long, so it was time to hit the road.
It's beautiful Indiana, and we're riding along in our 66 Ford F-100. Then who do we see in front of us? But it's Calvin.
guys, I've never seen so many windmills in my entire life. They go on forever and ever and ever. So we're stopped for our final fuel station of the day, and I found some E85. But while we're at it, I decided to do a little MPG calculation, and oh yeah,
He's still sleeping.
yeah, he's still sleeping. So yeah, he's not gonna.
Goes to co-pilot.
Yeah, he's not gonna wake up for you guys. Sorry, but anyways, so we went 114 miles, and it took 7.07 gallons to fill this thing up. So this thing's getting 16 miles to the gallon on 89 octane. That's pretty impressive. The truck, on the other hand, which has overdrive and lockup, is getting 17.5 miles per gallon. So that Crate LS3 is doing really good on the fuel mileage. So we're gonna get headed off to the hotel, and I think this is about where we're going to wrap up this video.
I opened up the vent and all the dirt went. Mom's screaming at me.
Yeah. Alright, I think this is a good point to wrap this video off, so make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow, maybe the next day. It's looking like there's going to be rain tomorrow, so we may take tomorrow and the next day and combine it into one video, so we'll see you in the next one. So many windmills.